Hi there, my name's Clara Scott. I'm a first year student at the University of Lancaster studying English Lit and Film. So, this is a little introduction to this webpage about the play Love's Victory by Lady Mary Roth and my character Musella. So, passionate, loyal, and restricted. These are the three words I would use to describe Musella. Why? Well, you're going to find out as you read the webpage, but I think it'd be only fair to give you a bit of an introduction to why I think that. Musetta is a very coveted character. She's very admired and very adored as a shepherdess in the local community and being the most kind of beautiful of the area. However, she's still a good friend and is still very loyal to her friends and honest, which might change as we find out. But she is madly in love with Phyllis, but she can't declare this love until he's declared it before her. So, unfortunately, she's got that to deal with. But as we kind of find out, she kind of discovers kind of the impact love has on the people around her, as well as kind of discovering her own ideas about love and how this kind of changes throughout the play, which I find really interesting. What I like about Musella as a character is that while she could be kind of dismissed as a typical love interest, she shows some interest in challenging the boundaries of the time period. This includes her wanting to be able to speak out and also being a voice of reason. She tries to make everyone see the power of love and its strength and that its ability in overcoming any kind of obstacles. This is something she's very passionate about. However, she is limited due to her social standing as a woman in early modern English society. Thus, her conventions of this behaviour are restricted. She is friends with Sylvester and Lysias. Sylvester is a shepherdess as well, who is the love interest of Forrester, but she vows herself to chastity, which is something that Forrester isn't happy about. And a lot of people think Musella is going to get with Lysias and that she loves Lysias due to him being a popular figure, just as she is kind of the most popular shepherdess in the area, which isn't the case at all. However, Musella is someone who likes Phyllis due to her ideas of love being true and honest. She wants someone to love her for being herself, and this is what we find out in the play. As a love interest, it's very easy for her to kind of just be admired for her beauty and for her to just kind of be this object, which is something I gather that she's quite tired of. And also, this kind of plays into the idea of her being this character of restriction, which she kind of emerges from as we kind of go through. She wants to be able to kind of challenge and say what she feels in a time that doesn't really allow it. So by the end of the play, when we see that she and Phyllis have gotten together, spoiler alert, but she's now still been able to reunite with him. However, she had to suffer in her restrictions in order to get there somewhat. And it's kind of like that saying, you have to wait for love and to love is to suffer to some extent as well. However, by the end of the play, we are questioning, now that she's in love with Phyllis and she's accomplished what she wants, does this mean that she is still to some extent restricted? And this is something that kind of, triggers my interpretations because she's very loyal in her devotion to loving Phyllis, but does this mean she's kind of giving up herself for him? Does this mean that, she's kind of restricted to a position of a wife? Can she, not have this same freedom she did before she realised that he loved her and whatnot? Well, you'll have to find out once you read my blog page. The play was written around 1620 by Lady Mary Roth. And what I quite like about this play is that compared to other Shakespeare plays, I like the fact that it dives a little bit more into female perspectives and shows them wanting to break the boundaries of the restrictions that were implemented upon them during that time. And also, I think it's quite interesting to look at a female writer, as the canon is largely dominated by Shakespeare when looking at Jacobean literature. I hope you have a good time reading this blog and discover something new throughout it. There are many interesting characters in this play, and the more that you find out, the more you'll have a wider awakening of Jacobean social standing and also the impact of love, as well as different types of love that people are exploring. The impact of this reunites the characters whilst also bringing them to against some distance. I hope you enjoy reading this blog and you take something away from it. I hope and enjoy learning about Love's Victory.